Hello folks, welcome to the Lease Deals of the month for December 2022. Genuinely some of the best deals we've seen all year in this video, and they go right the way through. So please watch as much of the video as you can because the deals are everywhere in this one. And there are a few cars that we haven't seen on a Lease Deals video before. As always, all these deals are based on 3 months up front, 3-year deals on 10,000 miles a year. Please give the video a thumbs up and we'll crack straight on with the content. So the normal sort of categories that I do in this video are a bit different this month simply because there are loads of great deals in some categories and none in others. One of those that there aren't so many great deals are the small cars. This is probably the smallest one here, but it's a good sized car and it's probably the same price or cheaper than something like a Nissan Micra right now. So Skoda Kamiq 1 litre TSI 95 SE, 11.2 seconds to 62, 95 horsepower, 400 litres of boot space and 52 mpg. You've got Android Auto and Mirror Link. I assume you've got Apple CarPlay as well. Bluetooth, DAB digital radio, rain sensor, blah blah blah. The price is good, but it's been a little bit cheaper. It's about 20 quid a month less in sort of September, October time. Go back to April, it was 289 a month. So even though it's gone up a little bit, it's still a very good price and it's a lot of car for the money. 400 litres of boot space, nice little car, one that flies under a lot of people's radar. 687 quid up front, 229 a month. Next we've got the Seat Ateca. This one's 737 up front and 245 a month. 510 litres of boot space, 11.3 seconds to 62. It's that same 1 litre TSI engine, SE technology trim on this one. And let's see how it's doing price wise. It's doing very well. So it was up at 312 a month, 297 a month, 265 a month. We are now at 245 a month. Great price, only 700 quid up front. Again, a lot of car for that kind of money. It's good value. Next, we've got the Citroen C4. This is the 1.2 PureTech 130 C-Series edition. Very popular engine, that little 1.2 PSA PureTech 130. Decent blend of performance at MPG, 8.9 seconds to 62, 54.3 MPG. Insurance Group 19, 380 litres of boot space. And look at that, it was 466 quid a month. Then it was 326 quid a month. We're now 748 up front, 249 a month. As you see, the average deal price on that's been 358. We're currently over 100 quid less than that average deal price, so it's a stonking deal. I did drive one of these not too long ago actually, and it's a really nice thing to drive. Very refined considering it's a little 3-pot engine in what is a Citroen, but a nice thing to drive. The trim level is a lot better than you might be expecting as well. Feels like a decent car, and I would strongly recommend you go and test drive one if you're thinking about going for that deal. A Suzuki S-Cross 1.4 booster jet 48 volt hybrid motion, 9.5 seconds to 62, 53.2 mpg and 430 litres of boot space. Factory order on this one, you could get an in-stock one for 15 quid a month more. I had one of these in for review a little while ago, so I'll pop a link to the video for that in case you haven't seen it. Now, as you can see, that price sort of fell off a cliff in January, and for the rest of the year it's been around 280, 290. We're now at 266 a month. Again, it just seems like great value for what you're actually getting. Back to Citroen's, that same engine, it's the C5 Aircross 1.2 PureTech Shine. This has been on a few videos lately, but the sort of standout feature for this is it's very spacious, plenty of boot space, and you've also got 3 individual seats along the back row, which they're not giving me a picture of, so I can't show you. But if you've got 3 kids in car seats or a couple of kids in car seats and you still want to fit an adult in, it's perfectly possible in one of these. 10.3 seconds to 62, 38.6 mpg. This one is in stock, and if you go down to the price checker, the highest one of these has been 487 quid. Most of the year it's been about 350. Currently a grand up front, 336 a month. Next we've got the Hyundai Tucson 1.6 TGDI SE Connect. That's a 10.3 seconds to 62, 42 mpg, 620 litres of boot space in this, and 150 brake horsepower. In stock at 312 quid a month. So it's £938 up front and 312 a month. Nothing particularly fantastic about that price. It's there or thereabouts. It's not an amazing price at the minute, but it is in stock. And the fact it's in stock for what's a fairly reasonable price is enough for me to put it in the lease deals of the month. Next, we've got the Seat Tarraco 1.5 Eco TSI FR Sport DSG. FR Sport's a decent trim level in Seat, very good trim level. 9.7 seconds to 62, 39.2 mpg, 150 brake horsepower, insurance group 22. Boot space, it says, is 230 litres, but this is a 7-seater, so that's with all those 7 seats up. With that down, it's 700-800 litres. 1,280 up front and 427 a month. As you'll see with the price, it's been at that kind of level before. So back in May, it was 434. Back in March, 417. But we've had this big chunk here of about 5 months where it's been over 500 quid a month. It's now down to 1,280 up front and 427 a month. Next, we've got one that we haven't seen on the channel before, and it's a car that I actually really like. I'm not generally in love with SUVs per se, but as SUVs go, this is a good looking one, and it's got the performance to match the looks, folks. A 2-litre turbo 280 Veloce limited slip diff, 5-door automatic, 5.7 seconds to 62, 280 brake horsepower, 525 litres of boot space, 32.1 mpg, insurance group 36. And just look what's happened to the price of this. This one currently is 1,900 up front and 633 a month. But just check this out when we get to it. It was 990 quid a month in January, and it's currently £633 a month. For most of the year, it's been about 750, that kind of area. Currently 633. This is a great example of shop the deal and not the car. You might be looking for something like, I don't know, BMW X3, and you're willing to spend about 650 quid a month on one. Well, look how much more car you can get for the same money. Folks, I'm now getting achingly close to 20,000 subscribers. If you're one of the people that watches these videos and is not yet subscribed, please do so. Please give the video a thumbs up. Massively appreciate it. Let's crack back on. Okay, so on to the EVs. Once again, we've got the Citroen EC4. These are proving to be massively popular, according to Lease Loco right now. Obviously, this is featured in my last couple of videos, but it's an amazing deal right now. So it's £1,000 up front and 333 a month for a full EV. 218 miles of range, 50 kilowatt hour battery, 380 litres of boot space and 136 brake horsepower. Insurance group 22, so it's not going to kill you on the insurance payments. And here we go with the pricing. So currently at 333, in Jan it was 371, March 432, May 526, October 494. It's now 333 with only £1,000 up front. Incredibly similar car to the C4 we looked at earlier. So it's that sort of family crossover SUV coupe kind of thing. Nice car, amazing deal for an EV that offers you all of that. £1,000 up front, 333 a month. Next, we've got the Peugeot E2008, 191 miles of range, 433 litres of boot space. Probably quite a natural rival to that Citroen EC4. Albeit the Peugeot's got a slightly bigger boot, massively funky looking interior. In January, 409 a month. In May, 441. In July, 500. Right now, 1,100 up front, 366 a month. Bosh. The Tesla Model Y. I've obviously just spent quite a lot of time in one of these. I did 1,100 miles in one in 3 days. The video about it is up there, and I'm absolutely gutted by how few of you have watched it. So please go and watch it at the end of this video. In fact, I'll pin it at the end of this video, so please go and watch it. In that video, I had the long range all-wheel drive. This one's the standard rear-wheel drive. 286 miles of range, 347 horsepower. Ginormous boot on the thing. Absolute pleasure to drive it, although the turning circle's a bit naff. The build quality of the one I had was as good as anything you'll ever get in. I've heard all the stories about Teslas, but I've had two and they've both been absolutely superbly put together. Just under £2,000 up front and 643 a month. It's actually gone up slightly since last month. So last month it was 635, it's now 643. I think last month's as cheap as they're ever going to get, certainly in the foreseeable. Back in September, 768 a month. October, 716 a month. Right now, this car is cheaper than a Model 3 to lease, which seems absolutely insane. Not necessarily my cup of tea to look at, but a brilliant car that I can't really recommend highly enough. 1931 up front, 643 a month. Next, we've got the BMW iX, for those of you with a few quid rattling around in your pockets. 240 kilowatt xDrive 40 Sport. This one's got 500 litres of boot space, 256 miles of range, and 326 bhp. Again, I'm not in love with the looks of these things, but I have spent a little bit of time with one and have to say the technology and the interior is absolutely off the scale. One thing that's quite interesting on these is this front grille. Strangely enough, it's self-healing. So it's not actually a grill, it's a sheet of material. And if that material gets scratched, you basically leave it in a warm environment for a day and it's healed itself. The scratch has disappeared. Utterly bananas. 2,300 up front, 774 a month. And just look at the pricing on this, it's nuts. A 949 a month in December, 1,100 in May, and it basically stayed at 1,100 a month right up until October. And then since then, we've had a couple of drops on it. It was actually a bit cheaper 2 weeks ago when it was just under 700 a month. It's currently 774 a month with 2,300 up front. Okay, onto the execs. Couple of sensible ones, one bananas one. Starting off with the Volvo V60 2-litre B3P plus dark auto. This is a petrol, 0 to 62 in 8.6 seconds, 41.5 mpg and 519 litres of boot space. Really all the car you could ever need. Look at the price on this. 1,363 up front and 454 a month. Just go back to May, it was 661 a month and 642 a month. 712 a month, and then we've just fallen off this cliff, 454 a month. That's a superb price on this car, which, as I said, is really all the car you could ever need. Next, we've got another Alfa. It's the Alfa Romeo Giulia. I've always thought the Giulia is the best looking of sort of the exec saloons. It's just such a good looking, stylish car. It's just a gorgeous thing in every way. 2-litre TB 280 Veloce limited slip diff, 5.7 seconds to 62, 280 horsepower, 38.7 mpg and 480 litres of boot space. An absolute beast of a car this. Rear wheel drive, of course. Started off at 900 quid a month. Currently 1,642 up front and 547 a month. That's an amazing car at 350 quid a month less than it was. And it's just a stonking price for that car. It's a serious piece of kit. Then finally, we've got the BMW 5 Series Touring 520d mild hybrid turbo M Sport Steptronic Auto. This one's in stock at 551 a month with 1,654 up front. This has been as high as 833 quid in the last year. Probably the median price is around about here, around about 600 quid. We're now at 1,654 up front and 551 a month. If you don't know much about the 5 Series Touring, just one of the best estate cars that money can buy, really. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please don't forget to use my link to Lease Loco, which is in the video description and pinned as the top comment, because it helps support the channel, and without their support I can't do these videos. Please leave a comment in the video as well, folks. The YouTube algorithm particularly likes to see people leaving comments, so even if you just give a thumbs up or something, please just drop something in the comments. It really helps. And go and check out that video. Now on the Tesla Model Y road trip. I took it from Guildford to Edinburgh with a mate on board. It's a video that I've probably put more work into than any other I've ever made, and the views have been atrocious so far. So please go and have a look. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you for the in-stock lease deals, probably end of next week. Take care.